In African cultures, prosperity, luck, and success are not just seen as material achievements, they are the result of a deep spiritual connection with the universe, gods, and ancestors across the continent. From Yoruba rituals in West Africa to Swahili traditions on the East African coast, African cultures have always found ways to merge the physical and spiritual realms in their quest for success. Rituals involving offerings to deities, calls for divine blessings, and communication with the ancestors have been central to African societies for centuries. Whether through symbolic sacrifices, chanting, or prayers, these practices reflect the belief in the power of the divine to influence every aspect of life, including wealth, personal success, and good fortune. In today's world, where globalization and modernity are rapidly changing African societies, many of these ancient practices continue to thrive. In this video, we'll explore the rituals of Yoruba, Igbo, Dogon, Zulu, Akan, Egyptian, and Swahili cultures. We'll look at how spiritual practices have always been part of the African path to success and prosperity. You'll learn how these rituals not only benefit individuals, but also strengthen community ties, encourage cultural identity, and align individuals with the divine forces of the universe. Yoruba prosperity rituals. The Yoruba people of Nigeria are renowned for their rich spiritual practices with a focus on the worship of Orisha deities. Prosperity rituals in Yoruba culture are deeply connected to the Orishas, who govern different aspects of life, including wealth, health, and success. These deities act as intermediaries between the living and the spiritual realm, ensuring that individuals receive divine blessings for prosperity. Obatala's blessing. Obatala is the Orisha of purity, wisdom, and balance. He's often regarded as the patron of those seeking clarity, moral guidance, and material success. The Yoruba perform special rituals to invoke Obatala's blessings, offering him white foods such as rice, yams, and milk. These offerings symbolize purity and alignment with divine order, a reminder that spiritual and material success is achieved through balance and integrity. White cloths are often used in the rituals to represent purity and divine favor. In Yoruba cosmology, prosperity isn't just about accumulating wealth, it's about achieving spiritual harmony. Offering to Obatala is not only about material gain, but about ensuring that the prosperity comes through the right channels through integrity, hard work, and divine will. The Yoruba believe that the blessing of Obatala helps maintain moral clarity in the pursuit of success. Sango's blessing. The Orisha Sango, the god of thunder and fire, is called upon for power, strength, and prosperity. Sango is a fiery, dynamic force, and his rituals reflect that energy. The Yoruba make offerings of roasted corn, red foods, palm wine, and red cloth. These offerings symbolize fire, passion, and determination. Sango's followers believe that by invoking his strength, they can achieve personal empowerment and financial success through hard work, bravery, and assertiveness. Sango represents the power to overcome obstacles and attain success through willpower and determination. The Yoruba believe that Sango's intervention can turn failure into victory, as long as the individual acts with courage and integrity. In business, for instance, invoking Sango before starting a new venture is believed to bless the individual with the strength and focus needed to succeed. Divination and prosperity. One of the central components of Yoruba rituals for prosperity is Ifa divination. The Babalawo, a priest of Ifa, uses cowrie shells or palm nuts to consult the Orishas and ancestors. This divination process provides specific guidance for individuals seeking success, whether in their career, business, or personal life. The Yoruba believe that by seeking divine guidance, they can align their actions with the spiritual flow of the universe, ensuring success in whatever they pursue. Ifa divination is often used to predict favorable periods for new business ventures or personal decisions. By aligning with the divine will, Yoruba individuals believe that prosperity and luck will naturally follow. Igbo prosperity and luck rituals, 10 minutes. The Igbo people of southeastern Nigeria hold deep spiritual beliefs that link prosperity to the earth goddess Ani, as well as ancestral spirits. Prosperity rituals in Igbo culture emphasize the importance of community, ancestral guidance, and fertility, especially in the context of agricultural success. The New Yam Festival. The New Yam Festival is one of the most important and spiritual events for the Igbo people. Yam is regarded as a sacred crop, symbolizing fertility, prosperity, and sustenance. The festival is held annually to give thanks to Ani, the earth goddess, for a bountiful harvest and to ask for blessings for future prosperity. The Igbo believe that by honoring Ani, they can ensure successful harvest and community wealth. The New Yam Festival is a time for family reunions, rituals, and offerings. Yams, coconuts, palm wine, and cooked meals are offered to the ancestors and gods to ensure fertility in the upcoming year. The community comes together to dance, sing, and give thanks for the blessings of the earth goddess. Ani and the earth's prosperity. Ani, the earth goddess, is worshipped as the source of all fertility and abundance. Offerings to Ani are made to ensure prosperity not only in agriculture, but in personal wealth and success. The rituals involve prayers, sacrifices of food, and spiritual cleansing to align the individual with the divine forces of prosperity. Ancestral blessings. In Igbo culture, ancestors are viewed as essential in providing guidance for both spiritual and material success. During key rituals, such as weddings, family ceremonies, and new ventures, Igbo people make offerings to their ancestors. Palm wine, kola nuts, and yam are presented, asking for protection and good fortune. Ancestral blessings are considered crucial for wealth, as the ancestors are believed to act as guardians of their descendants' prosperity. Dogon rituals for luck and prosperity, 10 minutes. The Dogon people of Mali have a unique cosmological belief system that connects prosperity and luck to the universe and ancestors. Their rituals are deeply tied to the cycles of nature and the cosmic order. The Dogon maintain a connection between the physical world and the divine through their rituals. Namo and cosmic forces. The Dogon believe that Namo, the cosmic deity, controls the forces of fertility, abundance, and wealth. Namo is associated with the waters, fertility, and the continuity of life. During their mask ceremonies, the Dogon people honor Nomo by invoking the blessings of the cosmos. These rituals ensure that prosperity comes in harmony with spiritual laws and the balance of nature. The masked spirits represent ancestral wisdom, and their performances during rituals are believed to bring fertility, abundance, and wealth to the community. Sacred offerings to Nomo. Rituals for prosperity often include grain, honey, and sacred herbs that are offered to Nomo and other ancestral spirits. These offerings are believed to ensure a bountiful harvest and community success. The Dogon understand that spiritual abundance is tied to the cosmic cycles of nature. Zulu rituals for success and protection. The Zulu people of South Africa view prosperity and luck as gifts granted by the ancestors, who protect and guide the living through rituals and sacrifices. Zulu prosperity rituals often involve sacrifice, ancestral veneration, and rainmaking ceremonies, reflecting the community's deep respect for spiritual forces. Ancestors' blessing. In Zulu culture, ancestors are considered the guardians of not just spiritual life, but also material wealth. Rituals performed to honor Amadlozi, ancestral spirits, often involve sacrifices of cattle, food, and palm wine to ensure prosperity. Zulu rituals ask the ancestors for protection, success, and guidance in both business ventures and personal relationships. Rainmaking rituals. Rain is a vital source of fertility in Zulu culture. The Zulu people believe that rainmakers have the ability to invoke rain from the ancestors to ensure a prosperous year. These ceremonies are seen as directly linked to wealth and success, as a bountiful harvest is directly tied to rainfall. Rainmaking rituals not only ensure prosperity, but also protect the community from drought and famine. Akan rituals for wealth and prosperity. The Akan people of Ghana and the Ivory Coast believe in the deep connection between spiritual forces and material prosperity. In the Akan tradition, the pursuit of wealth and success is not solely reliant on hard work, but also on maintaining harmony with the spiritual world. By invoking spirits and deities for blessings, they ensure that their efforts are divinely guided. Akan rituals. The Akan ritual is the primary religious ceremony used by the Akan to call on spirits and deities for assistance in achieving success. This ritual is particularly significant during the start of new ventures or in times of personal or communal crisis. During Akum, the Akan offer food, gold, and palm wine to the spirits, asking for divine intervention to protect and guide them towards success and prosperity. The importance of this ritual lies in the belief that prosperity must be sought in partnership with spiritual entities, ensuring that all efforts align with divine will. The Akan also emphasize the role of community and family in prosperity. The ritual is performed with the understanding that family wealth is interlinked with ancestral support. By connecting with their ancestors during the Akan ritual, the Akan believe they are not only asking for personal success, but also ensuring that prosperity flows throughout the generations. Egyptian rituals for luck, prosperity, and success. The ancient Egyptians were pioneers in linking spirituality with material wealth, and their prosperity rituals were focused on divine forces that governed everything from fertility to financial success. Osiris, the god of the afterlife, Horus, the god of kingship and protection, and Ptah, the creator god, were invoked in rituals to bring prosperity, health, and wealth to individuals and society. Offering rituals to Osiris. Osiris was one of the central deities associated with fertility, abundance, and the afterlife. He was also considered the god of agriculture, and his influence extended to ensuring that harvests were bountiful, which directly impacted the prosperity of the people. During offering rituals, Egyptians would present wheat, barley, fruit, and incense at the temples of Osiris. These offerings were believed to ensure fertility of the land and the wealth of the community. The act of offering to Osiris was a way to ensure that the wealth derived from the harvest would be plentiful and shared among the community. The Ankh and wealth. The Ankh, an ancient Egyptian symbol of life, was associated with prosperity and wealth. During rituals for financial success, the Ankh was placed in sacred spaces to invoke divine blessings. Egyptians believed that the Ankh symbolized eternal life and prosperity, and it was commonly seen in amulets worn for protection. Wealth, in the Egyptian worldview, was not simply about material goods. It was also about spiritual wealth and the alignment with cosmic forces. The Ankh was used to call upon divine favor in business ventures and personal matters. Wealth in Egypt was closely tied to the idea of spiritual balance, and only those who followed spiritual laws would achieve lasting prosperity. To this day, the Ankh is still a widely recognized symbol of prosperity, life, and success. Wealth divination. The ancient Egyptians also practiced divination to forecast financial success. Priests used sacred amulets, hieroglyphics, and oracle readings to gain insight into the most auspicious times for launching business ventures or making important decisions. The Egyptians believed that the gods, through these divinations, would guide them toward wealth and prosperity by showing them the right path to follow. Swahili prosperity rituals. The Swahili people, residing along the East African coast, blend Islamic traditions with African spirituality. Their prosperity rituals are a fusion of baraka, blessings, and ancestral reverence, resulting in a holistic approach to financial success. The Swahili's success rituals often involve spiritual prayers, charitable acts, and sacred offerings to invoke divine favor. Baraka, blessing, rituals. In Swahili culture, baraka, meaning divine blessing, is invoked during important life events such as new businesses, marriages, or births. Swahili people believe that baraka must be sought from both God and the ancestors. They perform prayers and sacrificial offerings at sacred spaces such as mosques, family shrines, or sacred trees to ensure that their ventures are divinely guided. The Swahili also make offerings of coconut, palm wine, rice, and dates. These offerings symbolize wealth, fertility, and prosperity. The belief is that through Baraka, the living can tap into divine favor, ensuring that their hard work in business and personal ventures leads to prosperity. Fumba rituals. The Fumba ritual is specific to coastal Swahili communities and is held to honor the ancestors for protection and prosperity. The Fumba involves offering palm wine, coconut, and food to ancestral spirits and asking for protection in personal affairs and business. The ritual also emphasizes the importance of family and community, as success is seen as collective rather than individual. Sacred offerings for prosperity. Throughout Swahili life, sacred offerings are presented during annual festivals or when embarking on a new business venture. The sacred offering to ancestors includes a mixture of ritual prayers and gifts, ensuring that prosperity flows in all areas of life, from commerce to family harmony. These rituals highlight the Swahili belief that community success is built on divine blessing and ancestral support. Conclusion. As we've explored, the rituals for prosperity, luck, and success across Africa are deeply rooted in spiritual practices that connect the living to the divine, the ancestors, and the cosmos. Whether it's invoking the power of orishas in the Yoruba culture, seeking the blessing of the earth goddess Ani in Igbo tradition, or asking for baraka from the ancestors in Swahili culture, these rituals highlight the belief that success is not just about hard work, but also about aligning oneself with the spiritual forces that govern wealth, health, and happiness. In all these cultures, prosperity is seen as a divine gift, requiring careful attention to spiritual practices and ancestral reverence. These rituals continue to play an essential role in African life, helping individuals and communities achieve economic success while maintaining a deep connection to their spiritual heritage. So next time you think about the concept of prosperity and success, remember that in African traditions, it is not simply about accumulating wealth, it's about creating harmony between the material and spiritual worlds and receiving divine favor for your hard work and intentions.